Apollo. And Apollo is a Burmese python. And it's a snake. And he was somebody's pet. Does it look like he'd make a good pet?
Yes.
Well, when he was first born, he was only about... Come on, get in the pocket. He better. I don't want that tail going any other place. Alright, okay. It's okay, don't worry. When he was first born, he was only about this big. And they bought him as a pet in a pet store, and they put him in a tank, and they fed him little food. But after his first birthday, he went from being this big to being this big. And then this big. And now he's 10 feet long, and he weighs 80 pounds. He will keep growing until he's a big daddy snake, and he can be 23 feet long and weigh 250 pounds. Does that sound like a good pet? If you own something that big, you basically have a telephone pole as a pet. A telephone pole with teeth. Okay? No fun. Now, this is a jungle animal. When he's born, they live in the jungle, and once they hatch out of the eggs, once they hatch out of the eggs, they go right into the trees. There's lots of places to hide up there, lots of little food for them to eat. And when they get big like this, the branches can't hold them, and they have to come down and live on the jungle floor. Now, once they live on the jungle floor, they have to start eating very big food. And a full-size Burmese python, this is why I'm being very, very careful right now, they can eat something as big as a deer, or a goat, or a wild pig. So really big food. Now, does it look like Apollo can fit a whole deer in his mouth?
No.
How did you get it in there?
One time, and he takes
What they do is, everybody open your mouth as far as you can go. That's it. Our jaws are connected. When we open our mouths, we go like this. Snakes can unhinge their bottom jaw. Everybody put your bottom jaw right there. Okay? That can come undone. So when a snake opens its mouth, like Apollo, he goes like this, and then he goes like that. And that whole big animal can fit inside of him. Now, once he's got that big, if we could do that, imagine if we can open our mouths like that, we could eat a hamburger the size of a basketball. That's a lot of food. Okay? So, after he eats a very big animal, he's got a big lump in his belly where that food is. Then he goes and he finds a nice quiet part of the jungle, and he sits there and he relaxes, and he digests all that food. It sits in his belly, he's got to break it down. Now, he sits there for so long, he may not have to eat again. He may not get hungry for a whole year after that. Okay? Could you guys go a whole year without eating? Imagine if we ate a really big Thanksgiving dinner and we didn't get hungry again until next Thanksgiving. Think about the money you'd save on food. Okay? Now, one more thing. Oh, I got a story about that later. Anyway. He is an albino, which means he lacks color pigment. He's not supposed to be this color. He's supposed to be green and brown and black, the colors of the jungle, so he can blend in so nothing wants to eat him. Nothing can find him. If he was to live in the jungle now, he would glow, and something would find him very quickly and eat him up. Okay? Do you guys have any questions for him? You got a question?
Does he stick his tongue out?
Yes, he does. He uses that tongue to smell, just like Louie, the other snake, does. Okay? Any other questions? Yeah.
What in the jungle eats the Burmese python?
That's a great question. When they're little, lots of stuff, because they're only about this big.
Well, when they're big and they live
big,
on
only one animal can eat them, and they don't even like the way they taste. It's tigers. The thing that they do is once they have that big animal in their belly, they have to find a safe part of them. Because if tigers see that, they kill the snakes, they open them up and eat the undigested food inside. And they leave the snakes alone. Okay? These guys can live up to 25 years. In captivity a little longer. The predators, they get sick. They get on a regular basis. Yeah.
Why is the snake yellow?
Why? Because his mommy and daddy had something in them that made him yellow. Okay? That is a good question. Yeah.
How do they bring down a deer?
They strike very quickly, up to 85 miles an hour. And if you ever go on YouTube and you maybe type in snake feeding, it's instantaneous. They bite, they wrap, and that's it. And They have 50 teeth on the top and 50 on the bottom. And they all face backwards. Once they bite into something, the more it tries to struggle to get out, the deeper the teeth go. It's like a trap. And it's very, very quick. These guys, they keep growing. And as long as they keep eating, they keep growing. So, like, the longest ever recorded was 23 feet and 250 pounds. So, it's pretty good. Yes. Oh, he's got 100 feet.
So you're not concerned about his teeth?
Oh, I'm always concerned. Not so much for me, but for anybody walking in front. You can see on the front of his face, he's got those little holes in the front. Those are heat pits. He doesn't see faces like we do. He only sees outlines. He sees white. He sees heat. Because people give off lots of heat. He doesn't know if for food, if we're an animal, a big animal wants to eat him, so he's going to react either with aggression or if he's hungry, he'll go and grab something. That's why I need everybody to stay safe. Yes.
Does he know the food?
No. I use him occasionally. My snake I use, just ate 2 really big pieces of food. So she's got the big belly. She can't come out yet. So, but he's a nice snake. He's usually really nice. He's inappropriately strong sometimes. And the story I had the other day, I did a show and I used him, and he was wearing actually these shorts. He went up this side of the shorts and out the other side and pulled my pants straight down. Yeah, and it was kind of hot, so I had to sweat more. So I mean, I'm not afraid. I mean, you always have to have that caution with animals, any kind of animal. Like I say, everything can bite, just like dogs and cats and people can bite. It's just a matter of handling yourself, being confident, letting them know we're not a threat, we're not. So I mean, you always have a jerk snake every now and then.
He'll never know you as like.
The more he gets handled, the more used to people he is. So he's been handled a lot. He knows that we're not. He knows the reason why he's in my pocket is because I'm his
Very
safety
quiet,
blanket.
very
You
still.
know, wherever
Okay?
I go, he goes and he's safe. So that's all I
Snake
really
does
am.
not know how to deal with random kids. You have to stay very quiet, very still, or it can hurt them.
That's a really bad idea. Yeah.
The reason why he doesn't want you to
Well, I'm much too big. I'm much too big. Last week, we only have to feed him once a month. So he's got plenty in him. He's not chicken. I don't know what they have pets. With him? I would guess. I mean, he probably like yeah. Let's not go into what the back. All right. Any other questions for him?
Nope.
No, cars are too big. Cars are big. One more question. I gotta put away. Yeah. No, you can't. No, that's a really bad idea. He's gonna stay on me. Unlike his tree, he's gonna stay on his tree. Okay? Yeah. Try it. Yeah. What about this company now? I agree. All right, guys. Let me put it away. Then you guys can get out.
Okay. I hope you liked them. I hope you have a great birthday, and thank you guys a lot for being